Hello there everybody and welcome. This is the fortress tour for my very first Ocean Bridge fortress in Dwarf Fortress. It's also the end of Season 4 of the Savage Lands, a video series that I do, and you will find the links for that down in the description box. Basically, it's the fourth fortress that I've played in this world, sitting between two continents. My idea here was I wanted to have a bridge that connects those two continents, and so I did. Sadly, I did realize too late that I would have been able to resize my embarkation range to make that thing reach the other side of the continent actually, but, well, good reason to make another one. But let's go over this fine fortress. Together, I want to introduce to you Boat Thrower, Koganaros, the fortress by the sea, which is by now the home of a lot of people, the home of a lot of stories, and when we enter here, we have this wonderful promenade, a tavern, which has the jail up above. It just was a design decision that came together, and we have an unused room up here. We have fine statuary, we have the trading posts here, and here is where you can enter the actual city. We have a backyard here where we can decompose things. Here's the building material storage, and here's a lot of animals. Here we have two monuments reminding us from the dragon attack at the beginning of this fortress. We had a lot of losses, a lot of people died, and this other monument was, if I remember correctly, oh well, I think it was a Titan attack that this one is dedicated to. And I will leave up the best for the end, that bridge, but if you want to skip ahead towards that, I will put a timestamp there. You go up the ramp, and up here we have a massive dining hall and a couple of rooms that still have to be designated, and a sleeping room up here. The plaza here has a lot of nice things to look at. The statuary is depicting mostly the local history and statues of the queen and whatnot. When we go downstairs, we have here the local security post. There's also the armaments regalia. We have a lot of weapons and armor there. And downstairs we go, and this is where all the food of the fortress is being produced. These fields yield everything we require. We got here a rather untidy storage area, but well, it is as it is. And here the actual fortress begins. The real challenge of Koganaros was that we had a lot of intrusions of aquiferous rock here, so my working area was rather limited. We have temples to various gods. The local civilization has a lot of questionable gods, lots of death and deformity and such things. If you are interested, check out the rest of the series. We have here the slums, so to say, right next to the furniture depot, and here we have our local well with a little bit of a monument to the people that died while this thing was excavated. Well, we got here the workshops for the statuary and a lot of stone stockpiles. The city itself here stretches over several layers like that, where we had always to stop building when the ocean came nearer. So at that point, the city always had to stop, as you see here. But all in all, it offers nice amounts of space for the 200 of them. Here we have various guild halls and temples that reflect the richness of this fortress. Also here the Smithy's Guild Hall, one particular piece I liked a lot. So we also have here the magma workshop. As you can see, we have the magma down here. Here are the more valuable decorational things, golden statuaries and other high value refineries. Couple of extra taverns here and there, and dining halls, and here the queen's quarters. So it's all made out of finest gold. And over here is the queen's tomb with her excessive museum of leggings and coffins, as these two things are what she values most in life. Well, we have now here a little bit of a living area, but as you see here, this is the nobles' quarters. We have mostly rich decorated temples. The quarters for dukes and barons and the like. Just a small area here, probably for the servants of that floor. We have here a massive amount of stonecutters' workshops because this place had a tremendous hunger for gabbro blocks. Here we have now one of the lowest layers of the fortress, the home of the outpost liaison. We still have the limestone boulders lying around, and down here we have the last layer of stonecutters. This amount of stonecutters was actually necessary to carve out that bridge. And now you have to go with me 80 layers down below. And then, only then, you will find the very first layer of the caverns. But first we traversed through various pits where we excavated the necessary materials for this fortress. It has been a real massive undertaking, and as you see here, the layers where we had gabbro are often stripped clean. Here we finally ceased our hunger. Here it is where it all stopped, but between that there was a insane amount of digging. And this, as you see here, goes on and on and on and on. And I was really wondering, where are those caverns? And it turned out these are the deepest caverns I've ever seen in any of my fortresses. So, welcome to Caverns Layer 1 in the depth of around minus 90 to 99. That is insane. So when we went here, I dug out a massive tunnel because I figured before we finish a bridge back to the ocean, to the continent, we should have a subterranean connection. So here we have a guard post where 10 of our finest legendary fighters are guarding the fortress. And if you go upstairs here, you have the connection back to the mainland. This path should lead one way or another to the other side. That's how things are connected in Dwarf Fortress. But now, let's get finally back to the surface, shall we? That's what we've been waiting for. So, the actual ocean bridge. In the center here of this plaza, we have the monument to the fallen, and many of these graves and slabs here are dedicated to the people that died during the construction of that bridge. You have here over that fine cobaltite floor on both sides of the plaza hatches, which are ritual disposal places for culprits that... Are we? Well, we drowned a few. Here are the leftovers of the culprits. So whenever goblins get captured, this is one of the local ways to give them a Koganaros goodbye. Now, over here we have various grates, and when I turn on the time here, as you see, there's water falling down here. These holes are accompanied by grates, so I don't have that muddiness going on here. And up here, the slope goes on. So you drive upwards here, upwards, 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 and here we enter the actual bridge, which has aquifers or aqueducts on the sidelines, powered by a massive pump stack on each side on this pillar. So we have here pump stacks going all the way down here. Here we have the water generator powering each pump stack, and down here is the water reservoir for that, and here the water is being extracted out of the ocean and being pumped back upstairs to the actual fortress. It is a wonderful little thing that works out. The water is here flowing off the map, and yeah, that's Koganaros. We have here several pillars that are providing stability to the bridge, but I have to admit I haven't managed to dig them into the ocean. We had here a 3 to 4 layer deep ocean, and I haven't experimented with that yet. The YouTube series for Koganaros was already 57 episodes long, and it was a really huge task, and here she is done. She is also part of a larger series, so the fortresses before were here. The first one was Gulf Cobalt, my rookie fortress. After that, Shin Mistem, Brightness Portals, and after that, Praise Lashes, the Reclaimed Fortress. I have playlists for all of these, and the next fortress will most likely be residing somewhere up here, where we will finally wage war to the elves, because there has been once a band of elven bandits, and they broke into our pen and they murdered our animals. One of the people who was witness to that will be the new expedition leader and lead the dwarves of the Towers of Age to their next adventure. I hope you enjoyed this one. I really loved making this. This took around 30 to 40 hours, if you were wondering, and there's a lot of expansionary room here. As you see, there's still unused rooms here. It's all nice closed here. You see, all of these rooms have a entirely closed lid. So this fortress is pretty much complete. It's defendable. You can erect those bridges here. You have another bridge here for sealing off the fortress. You have various hatches. We don't have any intricate or elaborate defense mechanisms in here, but because I figured that this is a rich, lazy, snob fortress that is more focused on trade rather on isolationism. So in case you are wondering about a few things, so for example, how many blocks? 21,669 gabbro blocks inside this thing. A couple of them are also dolomite blocks because I used that as a variation rock. So we have here, so you can say roughly 25,000 blocks of bridge and fortress were used for this. And yeah, that's that. I hope you like her. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. And I'd be really pleased if you'd check out the history of these places or the other fortresses. They aren't as impressive as this one. This is the biggest one that I've ever made before, but I'm looking forward to my next project. I hope you are too, and leave me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and check out, like I said, the description box full with links also to my Discord. So if you are a Dwarf Fortress fan, come on in, have a talk. We have like-minded people over there, and strike the earth, my friends. See you next time. Bye-bye.